Kawasaki's Ryan Dungey dominated a series like few before him ever have. Now, as the series moves to the east, which of these riders will distinguish themselves and emerge as a Supercross Lights champion? From the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Speed presents the opening round of the Supercross Lights East region. Supercross Lights East Coast Series gets set to open up their 2007 title chase with round number 1 in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. The West Coast Series wrapped up their title chase just a week ago in San Diego as Ryan Dungey won all but one of the 7 races contested so far to claim the championship. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside former Supercross Series champion Jeff Emig. And boy, the West Coast was dominated by Villopoto, Jeff, from the drop of the first gate in Anaheim to the checkered flag last week. Do you see anybody dominating the East Coast the same way?
Well, I don't think anybody's going to dominate here on the East, but in the qualifying practice today, it was so intense. There was, 10, 12 riders that looked like they had the opportunity to win. Most impressive thing, Darcy Lange coming off the Arenacross championship, second fastest qualifier, and then Alessi was fastest qualifier. But not the Alessi we're used to. We're talking about Jeff Alessi, Mike's little brother.
Well, let's show you the schedule that the East Coast competitors are going to be running this year as they chase this championship. We'll be moving on to St. Louis. Then we're going to be at the Speedway in Daytona. Of course, Orlando, Indianapolis, Dallas, and Detroit will make up their championship. And we'll bring the 2 series together for the East-West Shootout in Las Vegas. You'll see that live here on Speed May 5th. Let's head down trackside for Progressive Direct pre-race report. Here's Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, all the talk this weekend is based around the new crop of lights contenders that are here this weekend and the Atlanta, Georgia track. Take a look around me. All you're going to see is a sea of red. This track is known for being tacky, but it makes for some amazing traction. As the night progresses, you're going to notice a couple of dark areas on the face of the jumps. That's where it's starting to get heavily rutted. If you see any shiny areas, this is where they're going to have to look out for because it's going to be slippery. We saw some extremely aggressive riding during practice. Expect the same tonight.
Well, that Georgia red clay will make for a very interesting surface. Let's show you what the racetrack looks like. Our Jeff Emig took a look at the racetrack here inside the Georgia Dome earlier today.
All right, we go on board with former snowcross champion Tucker Hibbert on the Yamaha for a lap of qualifying practice here at Atlanta. It's going to be the finish line area. You can already see some of the ruts at the bottom. After the finish line coming through, that's going to make line choice crucial. See a lot more ruts through this rhythm section. It's going to be tough for the lights riders. They don't have quite as much power out of these machines as the Supercross bikes do. Upshift to 3rd, maybe even 4th gear through the first set of whoops. Over to triple jump, about 50 feet in the air. Another little double triple. Watch this set of whoops here. There's going to be quite a bit of ruts and cupping, as we call it, through those whoops. That's going to make the bike want to go side to side and make it tough. Over the second triple jump, huge air off this one, upwards of 60 feet. Head back down the start straight into the final turn. Little double and over the finish line. That's a lap of practice at Atlanta.
It should make for a very challenging racetrack here inside the Georgia Dome. Well, we've taken care of the business here in Atlanta. Now all we have to do is drop the gate on heat number 1. Can anybody match the pace of Ryan Villopoto in the East? Stay with us to find out.
Yeah, I could have just kicked back. And
out on hand here in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. 70+ thousand ready to go racing with heat number 1 on the Supercross Lights. Here's our Supercross 411 for the night. We'll have 2 heats. Top 9 will go straight on to the main event. We'll take 4 out of the last chance qualifier to fill out our main, which of course will be 22 riders for 15 laps, paying points towards the East Coast Championship. Let's go trackside to Aaron Bates once again for Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Well, just 3 weeks ago, 3-time national Arenacross champion Darcy Lange received a phone call with the opportunity of a lifetime. Pro Circuit Kawasaki Monster Energy Mitch Payton, team manager, gave him a phone call and asked if he would fill in for his injured rider on the East Coast, Brett Metcalfe, and obviously Darcy jumped on board. He said that even his practice bike is faster than any race bike he's ever ridden, and he considered this a dream come true for a young Canadian kid.
Absolutely, wouldn't you say, Jeff?
Oh, and he has qualified today second fastest. He has been awesome, and he's going to make the best of this opportunity, I'm sure.
Here's our up close for heat number 1. Again, the top 9 transferring straight to the main. 10th through 20th will go on to the last chance qualifier, and this will be a 6-lap race. Here's our Dunlop starting grid for heat number 1. Darcy Lange is going to be the guy a lot of us will be focusing on. Of course, Billy Laninovich, a very fast rider, and Mike Alessi. How much stress can be on his shoulders if brother Jeff is faster tonight?
Yeah, there is definitely pressure on Mike to come through with not only a lights win, but a championship sometime here in the near future.
Of course, there's our 32nd board. She'll turn that sideways, head for the sidelines, and we'll be underway anytime after that they decide to drop the gate. Here we go. Heat number 1 with the East Coast. Down, and it looks like it's Darcy Lange jumping out into an early lead on that 105.
Well, Lange coming out of the Arenacross championship, he knows that the smaller tracks, the start is so important, and he's using those skills that he has honed in that series to make the best start here in the heat race.
Billy Laninovich right behind him on the red number 50. Great move by the 52 of Thomas Hahn to take over third. Jeff, as we start to talk about the difference between Supercross and Arenacross with Darcy Lange, a lot of folks might not know the difference. Obviously, the track at Supercross is so much bigger, but to the average person, they figure, what's the big deal? It's still dirt and jumps.
Well, this is true. The size of a Supercross track here, most of them are built on Major League Baseball stadiums, football stadiums. Arenacross is like inside of a hockey rink. You know, or a basketball court, so quite a bit of difference, lap times and all that, but what's important is to be quick, and so he brings that here to Arenacross, or to Supercross.
There's the number 800 of Mike Alessi. He should be up to about 4th position right now, in front of the 42 of Collier. Sean trying to hold on to 5th right now on the number 42. As a name scroll across the top of your screen, those in green hold transfer positions. Everybody else in red is looking at a trip to the last chance qualifier unless they can improve. Let's go back and take a look at a Progressive Direct whole shot replay.
You're going to notice here some of the guys getting together, all bottling up here on the inside. This guy here gets the left side bar clip there and puts him out.
And Lange jumped into the early lead. Here's the battle for second. Billy Laninovich, Thomas Hahn having at it.
Got the factory Honda rider here, Tommy Hahn, and Billy Laninovich on the factory connection Honda. A lot of technology shared with these two teams, and you know, Honda, everybody works together. As long as the red bike's up front, that's all they care about.
Here comes Laninovich right at you. But Darcy Lange leads early here in Atlanta. We're coming right back for more of Heat 1 after this. In Atlanta, Georgia, the opening round of the Amped Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Series. That's Darcy Lange flying through the air here inside this huge building. And what a story this is. An Arenacross champion gets a huge break. Oh, one rider down, that's Thomas Hahn. Tommy Hahn is down.
Yeah, Ralph, and he's down in between the first and second jump of that triple. Must have made a mistake coming up to that.
And he was in third, Jeff, so this is a huge break for him, or a bad break, we should say.
Yeah, well within qualifying position, putting together a good heat race here to start the season, and he'll come through in 10th.
And that's one spot out of a transfer now.
Yeah, he's going to have to pick off a couple more riders if he's going to get into that qualifying position.
Top 9 once again transfers straight out of the heat races to the main event. Everybody else has to try to work their way through the last chance qualifier. So Hahn right now trying to reel in the 609 of Matt Bonney out of Geneva, Florida.
Yeah, there's a sense of urgency right now. I'm not sure if he got the pit board from his mechanic on what position he was in. Definitely not how you want to start the series.
And we're on the last lap, so he's quickly running out of time too.
And he's got Matt Bonney just in front of him, the 609 on the Kawasaki. He's a pretty quick rider also.
Here's our leader, Darcy Lange. Boy, what a story this is. Gets a huge break to come right here on the East Coast Tour, and now he's going to win heat number 1 if he can hang on just a little longer.
Well, coming straight from the Arenacross series, he's already been racing for the last 3 months, so he's going to come out here. He's already warmed up in race mode. The difference is, instead of 12,000 people, he's got 70,000 people.
Well, here's something he did on the Arenacross Tour. He took another checkered flag. He did a lot of those on the Arenacross Tour. He gets another one here in Heat 1 in Atlanta. We'll see if he can win the main event here in a little while. Now let's see what happened to Tommy Hahn.
Well, he did the double before the triple, and it looks like probably what he did was either miss a shift, went into neutral. The bike just lost all the drive.
Battle for the final transfer. Guess what? Tommy bounces back. He will get the final ticket out of the heat to the main. Here are the 9 riders that are going on to the main event out of this heat. Matt Bonney back there in 10th will be the first rider out of this group to have to deal with the last chance qualifier. Well, let's meet Darcy Lange. He's at the top step of the podium with Aaron.
Well, he's coming straight off the Arenacross series where they're used to banging bars, but the lights division is known for a little aggressive riding. Darcy, do you feel that you're at an advantage coming in?
Oh, for sure. You know, we've already done 7 races this year, but I can't say enough for Monster Energy, Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Hunt Mobile, just everyone for helping us out. It's awesome to have this opportunity with Mitch and Bones, all the Pro Circuit crew, and those bikes are unbelievable. And I'm just so happy to be here and holding the Arenacross flag too.
Darcy Lange grabbing the bull by the horns, your winner, heat number 1.
Did you miss any AMA racing action? Want to relive the excitement? Watch all the 2007 AMA Supercross and Superbike events on Speed On Demand online, and it's all free, courtesy of Yamaha. So log on to speedtv.com, keyword Yamaha, and get up to speed. Here's our up close for heat number 2. Again, we'll take the top 9 to the main. Another 10 will go to last chance qualifier, and we'll race this one for 6 laps as well. Our Dunlop starting grid for heat number 2 has some other big names in it. Jeff Alessi. This is a guy who's been so fast all day today. Ben Townley is in here. Zach Osborne looked pretty good up in Canada earlier this year as well.
That he did, and everyone's expecting good rides out of Suzuki rider Ryan Dungey. Looking pretty good here in his first Supercross.
There's a look at the rest of the starting grid. Making up this first heat, or second heat we should say. Well, we talked a lot about Jeff Alessi. There he is in the 801, ready to go. Hey, one rider down in the corner, but it looked like Alessi got the whole shot, Jeff.
Actually, Zach Osborne,
oh, it is Osborne.
KTM, Red Bull KTM got in there. This kid has really got something to prove. He's talked to him earlier. He's excited, man. He's just so pumped up for this first round. He can't wait to, show off all that hard work that he's been getting done.
That's Ryan Dungey right behind him on the yellow Suzuki. On board with Tucker Hibbert.
Tucker Hibbert here, tucked back in the back. He's probably mid-pack here.
He's dealing with Ronnie Jackson on that 633 out of Texas.
Looks like Branden Jesseman there getting to the inside of him.
Yep, that's Jesseman on the 121.
Jesseman being one of the 2 riders here tonight that has even won a lights main event.
Billy Laninovich, the other one.
Yes.
Back up towards the front. Actually, that's the 76 right there. That's Tucker. He showed you the view from his helmet. Now we go outside to show you Tucker in action.
Notice a couple of guys not jumping the triple there. I don't know what was going on, but definitely slows up your pace and guys will jump right over you.
Back on board, Tucker Hibbert. Tucker is sitting in 12th right now.
And that is an awesome triple jump they just went over. It's back like 60 feet, one of the steepest triples that we've had all season.
And here's Dungey out front and in the lead. And watch the right-hand side of the screen here. One rider off.
Yeah, I got a rider going down there. That was why everybody missed the triple jump.
Here's a battle for third. That's Smith on the 47 and Ben Townley on the 101. Kelly Smith holding the position right now.
Now Townley's a rider that everybody's been waiting to see for over a year. Came over here from the World Championship, signed a big contract with Pro Circuit. Expected to debut a year ago at this same event. Has gone through a string of injuries, too many to even remember. But he's healthy, he's happy, he's pumped on the bike. And Townley's the guy that works with the same trainer as Ricky Carmichael, Eldon Baker. So they've been getting their work done, and I know he's excited to finally race here in the U.S.
Right now, they're one of the best trainers in the business. And you see what he's done for Ricky Carmichael. So many of the best riders and drivers in the world of professional motorsport.
You know, the riders coming over from the World Championship, World Motocross Championship, they don't really get a chance to ride Supercross too much. So it's been a pretty steep learning curve for Townley, and I think he looks pretty good, Ralph. He looks very confident in what he's doing. His timing is good on all the jumps. He's landing on the downsides perfectly, not really taking any chances.
And he's going to get Zach Osborne right there coming out of the corner. That'll move Townley up into second.
Well, a block pass is a block pass, whether it's motocross or supercross. And that's the way you move forward here. These 180-degree turns are, they're just infamous for getting to the inside of somebody and blocking their momentum coming out of the turns.
So much of Supercross seems to be, to the general viewer, the obstacles in the way, but really when you get down to it, the corners are such a big part of it. Corner speed, and then being able to make the pass in the corner like you're talking. Oh, down went Townley. And Osborne is back into second. So Townley had worked his way all the way up to second. All of a sudden, he's down.
And he stalled the engine right now. He's going to have to give it a couple kicks and be patient. These four strokes, they just don't start. You notice he took it out of gear.
And he's out of the top 10, top 9. So now he's into the danger zone of going to the last chance qualifier. Meanwhile, Dungey is on his way to winning the first heat.
You know, Dungey is a relatively unknown rider. Suzuki picked him out of the amateur ranks pretty early in his career. Carmichael and Tedesco had a lot of great things to say about his practicing and testing.
Heat number 2 is going to go to Dungey, his first heat win here in 2007, and Ryan Dungey takes a big win and a huge boost in confidence. Here comes the battle for the final spot to the checkered flag. Our Tucker Hibbert onboard camera going with him. He crosses the line and takes the final transfer out of heat number 2. Now let's go back and see what happened to Townley, Jeff.
Yeah, you notice Dungey comes in there. Townley comes in over here, gets his front wheel up under the tough blocks there, just blows the top of the berm and lays it down.
Townley will end up being credited with 14th, so he's going to the last chance qualifier. Here's a look at the results, and Jeff Alessi, who is the fastest all day in practice, gets in, but in 7th. And Ricky Renner, freestyle superstar Ronnie Renner's brother, qualifies for the main with an 8th place finish. Here's Aaron with our winner.
He landed a factory ride before even riding a Supercross race. Ryan, this has got to be a little bit surreal for you.
Yeah, I mean, it is, man. It's I worked my butt off to get where I'm at today, and it just shows how much hard work pays off, and it's great to be up here. But it's only a heat race win, but looking for the main, that's what counts. But it's awesome to be up here. I'm pumped.
Believe it or not, he says there's absolutely no pressure on his shoulders.
Those are some big shoulders. He's doing a great job, and this 70,000+ folks enjoying the action in the Georgia Dome.
It's racing in its purest form. One man, two wheels, close to 150 horsepower. It's the Daytona 200 by Honda on Saturday, March 10th.
Fire for the Supercross lights. 4 riders will come out of this and make their way into tonight's main event to field out our 22-rider main event. Roush Sheen alongside Jeff Emick, high above the floor here in the Georgia Dome. The floor is where you'll find Aaron Bates covering all the action down low. Tuesday on Speed, ordinary people team up with two-wheel superstars for a ride of a lifetime. Don't miss Epic Ride Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on Speed. Here's our up close for the last chance qualifier. 22 riders, 4 laps, top 4 going on to the main event. As you take a look at our Dunlop up close. Now let's take a look at the highlights of the last chance qualifier. Hear the crowd cheering in the background as they get set to watch the gate drop. Looks like Townley's going to get the whole shot on the 101.
I tell you, Ralph, they held the gate a long time there.
They really did.
Can go anywhere between 5 and 10 seconds after the board turns sideways. And I think they used the whole allotted time. Got a whole freight train there. Any of these guys make mistakes like that.
Well, that was Nye, who had the transfer spot, and now he's out of it.
And isn't it funny how you start talking about things and then it happens right then? It's going to be tough to get back up into that qualifying position because I think he gave up by 4, 5, 6 spots.
There's Branden Jesseman on the 121. He's in 4th, has the final transfer spot right now. Townley taking it nice and easy. The Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider makes his way to the checkered flag. Ben Townley wins the last chance qualifier. Bonnie Ames and Jesseman earn the right to go to the main event. Here's the results out of the last chance qualifier, and those 4 riders up to that yellow line are going on to the main event. First main for the East Coast Series this season. We'll have those riders in the gate, the first points-paying round for the East Coast Series when we come back on Speed.
You an actor or activist. It's more than your right to insist. Refuse to the government admits. Take a risk. Realize. Realize. Don't accept the realize. Move. Refuse. Resist. Unite people, army enlist. Rebel music transmit like this. Raise your fist. You realize you're the catalyst. Refuse, resist.
He's the greatest Texas Hold'em player ever.
Now you can get the latest race results and news right on your phone with weekly green alerts from Speed. Text KX to 77333 on your mobile phone to receive free motorcycle racing text alerts. Speed Green Alerts presented by Kawasaki. We're inside the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. Peach State fans excited about the main event getting set to come. Let's check in with Aaron Bates for a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Well, you guys just witnessed him win his LCQ. The 2004 MX2 World Champion Ben Townley is making a comeback here this weekend. He hasn't really had a chance to go against his competitors here in the United States, but the one thing that he has been working on is his intensity and his corner speed. It would mean a great deal to him tonight to start the season off on the right foot.
Boy, would it ever. Let's show you the up close for our main event. Darcy Lange won Heat 1, Ryan Dungey Heat 2. Townley had to wait till the last chance qualifier to take a win. 22 riders, 15 laps in our main here. Here's the Dunlop starting grid, and all the right names are in here. Billy Laninovich looked pretty strong early on. I really like that Ryan Dungey, Jeff. I think he's very impressive for a young rider.
Yeah, he has been great, but I'm telling you, there's a handful of guys that could actually win this race, and a lot of these guys are going to check off one of the items on their dream list by winning the Lights main event here tonight.
And there is Ryan Dungey, being tutored this year by Ricky Carmichael and Ivan Tedesco.
And his team manager,
Roger
DeCoster. He's had some great guidance, and he's definitely shown that he's done the work, and he's prepared here for this main event to start his professional racing career.
30-second board is up and over, and here we go. across the floor here in the Georgia Dome. And I believe that's Alessi. Mike Alessi getting the whole shot.
Townley in second there. Dungey got another great start. He's sitting in third.
Well, this is what everybody was waiting to see. These are the three of the biggest names that we expected to be right up at the front on the East Coast.
We got Ryan Sipes, 55 on the Honda. He's recovering from a pretty bad injury.
Townley tried to make the move to the inside, and Alessi countered. Oh, they almost get together. But here comes Dungey. He's going to benefit from those two racing side by side. Maybe he'll take the win.
Tell you, this is an all-out brawl already tonight. We said there's a lot of great guys here. Here comes Sipes up the left side.
You know, Jeff, one of the things we saw on the West Coast was a lot of physical racing, a lot of contact out there. So far, these guys have gotten very close, very aggressive, but they've stayed clean.
Yeah, well, you know, with a lot of these riders feel that the door is open, and there's so many riders that are trying to take advantage of, you know, the injury from Hepler and Brett Metcalfe. So it's anybody's race. So it's a great way to start the East.
Right now, it's Dungey's race. He's out front. Townley right behind him. And Sipes is up to third. Alessi drops back to fourth. Darcy Lange is carried back in seventh.
Also see Yamaha rider there sneaking up in the back. That's Matt Gorky. He looked fantastic through all of the qualifying. And earlier today, he's going to sneak up here and challenge for some of the podium positions, I'm sure.
He's back there in the blue riding gear, the number 33. What is it about Dungey that you like when you watch him ride? I've heard a lot of great expectations for him coming in.
Well, it just seems that he rides with a great amount of confidence and calmness to his riding. Very precise. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And you know, I got to be honest with you, I haven't seen this guy race too much up until that round up in Canada for the World Championship when he came up, kind of got his feet wet. And he impressed a lot of people there. And right now, he's impressing all the fans here in Georgia.
Well, Townley bobbled through that rhythm section. That's going to cost him a position. Here comes Sipes around. Take over second in the red 55. Well, you shouldn't feel bad about not seeing much of Dungey, because really, nobody had.
Yeah, it was just kind of a strange path that he took, you know, amateur guy, and next thing you know, he's riding for Roger DeCoster and his teammates with Ricky Carmichael and Ivan Tedesco.
Here comes Townley back. Townley attacks back and takes over second place. So the Monster Pro Circuit number 101 back into second. All right, let's go back and take a look at our progressive direct whole shot replay. And watch Alessi.
Yeah, there's Alessi. Well, there I thought Dungey was going to get it there on the inside. And he pushes a little bit wide. And right there, and Alessi just had that one by a bike link. That was a great start by Mike Alessi.
Now here's Dungey's pass for the lead.
See, Alessi and Townley get caught up and didn't do that double before the finish line. He just goes around the both of them.
And makes a great move to cut off the line of Townley. And Dungey out front and hasn't looked back.
His last lap was a 47.8. Townley in second was a 49.6. So he is definitely gapping the field right now.
Well, he sure hasn't been intimidated by anybody, has he?
That he hasn't. We're taking a look at 105 here. Darcy Lange, Arenacross champion. Really doing something good with this opportunity. Oh, and he stalls the engine.
He sure did.
Stalled the engine. He tried to get on the inside of Sipes there. Made a little mistake. It's going to cost him about 4 or 5 positions.
Well, and Jeff, this is the first round, of course, of the Eastern Regional title. And in the 22 seasons, the winner of the first round has gone on to win the championship 17 times.
Yeah, look here, 105 jumps to the inside. Kind of gives him a little tap there and stalled the engine.
Gets into Sipes on the 55. And Lange is listed back in 7th according to timing and scoring. Battling with Alessi for 6th.
you remember, Alessi got this whole shot and he's gone backwards. He hasn't really been putting together the best lap times right now and losing a lot of positions. He's running a 49.2. Our leader is a 47.9. So
it's been a tough day for Mike Alessi. His brother was quicker than him in practice. Struggling here in the main, gets a whole shot. Now he's dropping back. Well, tough way to begin.
I think there is a lot of pressure on Mike from KTM and from his father and everybody to go out and win these lights races and win a championship, and he hasn't been able to deliver. So he's going to have to get it together here and salvage the best main event that he can and work on it next week.
Well, right now, Mike Alessi trying to reel in Branden Jesseman just in front of him on the 121 while trying to keep Darcy Lange behind him, and he's going to struggle to do that as Lange comes by to take over 6th position. We'll be right back to Georgia for more of the main after this. We're here in the Georgia Dome. The NFL's Atlanta Falcons usually play in here, but tonight it's Ryan Dungey playing. He's out front and leading on the number 62 Suzuki, and the last time Suzuki won here was in 1994 with Ezra Lusk.
Yeah, Dungey is putting in a great ride. He's got about a 7-second lead over Gorky, who's moved his way up to 2nd. Sipes is still running there in 3rd, still hanging tough. Take a look at these whoops right down there. The middle line is just flattened out. That is definitely the best line there. The track looks great tonight, Ralph. I'm sure these riders are having a great time racing this Georgia clay.
Townley has gone off the racetrack, so he's dropped out. Been a bit of a tough night for him coming through the last chance qualifier.
Great view here looking down from our ceiling cam. Really get to see some of the lines on the track, and notice those ruts going through the whoop section there. Look at the lines coming out of the turns. Everybody's turning down. Start out a little bit high, and as the night goes on, you make a new rut to the inside.
And that's a robotic camera literally mounted just about on the ceiling of the Georgia Dome. It's on the catwalk at the very top of the building. An amazing view. Well, Aaron, it's been a pretty good race up front for Ryan Dungey.
It most definitely is, but a very tough break for Ben Townley. I just ran after him down the tunnel to find out what happened. He's very bitter, very upset right now. Something in his motor has blown up, and there is gas and every other kind of liquid you can imagine flowing out of it. There's a whole stream of it. He's upset. Disappointing ride for Ben Townley tonight.
Well, so the lone hope here for the Monster Energy Kawasaki team is the 105. He's got 5 laps to go to get up into the podium position. He's definitely putting the pressure on these. That's Jesseman, 121 on the Yamaha. Sipes 55 there on the Honda. These guys are all pretty close and been practicing and training, putting in a lot of work here to make it to the podium of this first East Lights event.
Well, and Kawasaki has won 7 consecutive AMA Supercross Lights races this year, so that streak's going to come to an end here tonight. Watching the battle here for 2nd. Sipes on the 55, trying to reel him in.
They go inside there, trying to make a move up the inside. They're coming out of the turn, trying to square him up and get a little better drive. But like I talked about, the whoop sections are getting pretty one line right now. And if you move out of that line, it's pretty tough to carry more momentum.
Kirky on the 33, holding down 2nd. Oh, down went Sipes. Sipes was sitting in 3rd, and he is down. Apparently, Mike Alessi has gone down on the racetrack as well, so his night has gotten progressively worse. He's dropped all the way deep into the field. Let's see what happened to Sipes, Jeff.
Sipes comes in here. He misses that triple. Just comes in at the bounces off the 3rd jump, gets the front wheel high and washes it out. Just kind of had his feet off, and that is definitely costing him right now.
In fact, Mike Alessi's back in 21st now. Well, Well, what happened to Mike Alessi, Aaron?
I don't know. I'm down here with him right now. Mike, you rolled off the track there. You good ride so far, but what went on?
Yeah, I had a good start, but I don't know, I was making mistakes, and I just landed on a tough box. It just took me right down.
Tough break for Mike Alessi, not the way he wanted to start off the season.
Battle for second. Darcy Lange comes up now in the 105 Kawasaki. He moves himself into that position, takes it away from Gerke.
Boy, now as Lange, he has really put in a great ride tonight. Coming off that Arenacross championship, and he's warmed up, ready to race, but more so than anything, he's pretty much on a performance-based ride here with Mitch Payton. Right now, you know, Mitch puts so much emphasis on the effort of a rider. Results is the, you know, really is the name of the game, but if you're out there giving it your best, you're going to have a ride. This is what Mitch is looking for out of this young guy.
Mitch is going to love this, isn't he?
Oh, it's a great finish here. He's really battled, and he's been fast all night. Made a little mistake here in the main, lost some positions, but definitely making up for it.
It's exactly the kind of ride that a guy like Mitch Payton loves. White flag is out, 1 lap to go here in the Georgia Dome. The first points-paying round of the 2007 East Coast Series.
And Dungey, right here, 62. First Supercross, he's about 10 seconds out from Lange right now. This is, like I talked about, this is a dream come true for this guy right here.
Suzuki's last lights win was round 16 of 2005. That's 23 rounds ago. Ryan Dungey's about to change that. On his way to his first lights points-paying win.
Pumping the fist, tapping his chest. He is happy.
He's going to be a big star this season, one we'll be talking a lot about. Ryan Dungey wins in Atlanta. The opening round of the Amp Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast season goes to young Ryan Dungey.
What an awesome ride, Ralph.
Well, and Darcy Lange right there in second. He's ready to battle for this title too.
That he is. He's going to make the best of this ride. And Gorky actually puts in a great ride also. He was fast all day, comes up third.
So Kawasaki dominated the West Coast. Maybe it's going to be Suzuki here in the East. Well, when you've had the opportunity to learn under Ricky Carmichael and Ivan Tedesco, obviously the learning curve is pretty good. Let's head down to Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, I'm down here with Ryan Dungey's mechanic, Tim McAdams. Tim, a great night for you guys. This is sweet success.
Fantastic race, man. He rode so good. Suzuki's working great. Suspension's working great. Tires, Bridgestone tires. Awesome weekend.
Did you expect him to come out swinging the way he did?
Oh, man, it's great. We're just going to have to back it up next week now, but it's awesome.
Congratulations to you guys.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to Atlanta to meet young Ryan Dungey after these words. Supercross Lights East Coast Series has fallen here inside the Georgia Dome. 70,649 people saw it, and it went to Ryan Dungey as he takes the win here tonight. It's a pretty strong ride for the youngster. Suzuki taking the victory. Kawasaki won all the races on the West Coast, I should say, but Darcy Lange did a great job of getting them a second place here, the opening round on the East Coast. Jeff Alessi so fast early this morning, 13th in the main event. Well, Aaron, 8 times before tonight, Suzuki won the opening round of the East Coast region. Tonight, they get victory number 9, courtesy of Ryan Dungey.
Not too shabby, taking a win on his very first Supercross race. Ryan, a perfect day from start to finish. Could you have asked for anything more?
Man, I was hoping out to come out here and get a solid finish, and that's what I felt like I did. And man, I can't. It's pretty cool to be up here, man. I'm ecstatic, man.
Now, you've been training a lot with Ricky Carmichael. How much do you say that has helped you out here?
Oh, I couldn't. I mean, Makita Suzuki's all together. I mean, Roger for giving me this opportunity. It's just, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here, and it's great to have a guy like that. And Ricky and Ivan, man, I learned so much from them. It's just, I got to thank them most, and a lot too, man. It was great.
Kicking the season off with a victory, what does this do for your confidence?
I definitely feel good. I mean, there's many races. A championship ain't won on the first day. It's won on the, the whole series, being consistent. But I'm just looking to put in solid finishes this year, and that's my goal. And I just like to thank Makita Suzuki, Answer RG3, Bridgestone, Maxima, Pro Circuit, Oakley, and Rockstar, and One Industries, and anybody I forgot. I really appreciate it.
He's making a rookie mistake. He's reading his sponsors off there, but we'll give you a little bit of a break. You're that excited tonight. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Well, Ryan Villapoto, by the time he was done, he got them all memorized. He probably will too. It's all part of the road to Vegas. We're headed there the first weekend in May. You're going to see it all live on Speed. Hope you can join us at Sam Boyd Stadium. Well, here's the points. Dungey, of course, takes the lead with the win. Darcy Lange, second here tonight, second in the points. He's 3 behind, Aaron.
3 points behind, not too bad. The first race of this season. This has got to be just an overwhelming feeling for you to be up here on the podium the first straight out, Darcy.
Oh yeah, first off, I want to thank Mitch and Bones from Pro Circuit for getting me up on this team. Just all the sponsors, Monster Energy, Pro Circuit Kawasaki, Vans, Amp Mobile, Bridgestone Tires, Scott, Maxima, Thor, Parts Unlimited, and just all these guys. It's awesome. It's been my dream to ride for that team for my whole life, and now I'm here, and it's like, whoa, and to get a second tonight isn't too bad. I stalled it in one corner, went back, and charged back to second, so I'm happy.
Now, growing up in Canada, you have anything like this track here in Georgia with the clay. How are you able to adapt so easily to this track?
I don't know. It's just that bike I have is just unbelievable. The suspension, everything just works so good. It's kind of just get on it and turn the throttle. And I want to thank my mechanic Damon. He's doing a great job. And it's just awesome to be back. I never thought I'd do Supercross again after last year, and I got this opportunity, and it's the opportunity of a lifetime.
A dream come true for Darcy Lange, looking for first place next weekend.
Is the passion for two wheels in your blood? Well, now you can get all the breaking news, in-depth analysis, and more with a motorcycle racing report only at speedtv.com. Keyword dream, presented by Kawasaki. Let's head back down to Aaron with third place.
Matt Gerke, a man on the mission. You had an outstanding practice today as well. What have you changed up? Obviously, new team, new environment. What's made the big difference this year?
The main thing is my team. My team this year is awesome. My bike's awesome. It's too fast. That's why I keep getting not good starts. I need to practice because it keeps wheeling. But yeah, I could have done it without my fly racing, Yamaha Troy, Alpine Stars, Boost Mobile, Dunlop tires, Bell helmets, Dr. Metzger, Jim Delzer, my mom and dad, Shane Yeagan, Keith Orridge, and Valinda. I'll be up there in the championship. I just rode a little tight tonight because it's my first podium. I was riding really tight actually, but I'll loosen up this week.
Matt, last year you were struggling a little bit with nervousness, but you've actually hired a trainer to come in to mentally train you to prepare yourself for that nervousness. How much has that helped you out?
Oh, a lot. I mean, I was gonna ride West Coast. I got hurt. I broke my leg on a trampoline, which was stupid, but once I was laying down, I figured I need to get a trainer, a mental coach, everything, and I got it all together. I came back faster. Just rode a little tight tonight, but I'll be in the championship hunt.
Matt Gerke, third place. Not such a bad way to start off the season.
Well, the Supercross Lights East Coast Series will be in a dome again at the next round. We'll be in St. Louis. You can see it here on the home of the Supercross Lights, Speed, on Saturday, March 10th, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The 70-plus thousand folks here in the Georgia Dome saw a little bit of history made tonight. Ryan Dungey winning his first East Coast Lights race. What'd you think, Jeff?
Well, I thought Ryan Dungey was amazing tonight. Got a chance to live a dream by winning his first Supercross. Showed dominance, winning his heat race and the main event. And we got a lot of great things we're going to see out of this kid in the future.
Ryan Villapoto dominated the West. Dungey off to a great start here in the East. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emig, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from the Georgia Dome, and congratulations to Ryan Dungey.